Hello, darlings! Today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for the importance and the significance of the role of the Mortalitasi and of Nevarra for Dragon Age 4. Today's spread is going to be the Mystic Pyramid spread for the various possibilities, and I'm using my Green Witch Tarot deck. Number 1 is the past. 8. Strength reversed. Cassandra. Pride. Promiscuity. Weakness. Boasting. Being overbearing. Emotionalism. Dishonesty. The negative aspect of compromise. Okay. Unearned glories. Perversion. Jealousy. Cowardice. Apathy. Fatigue. Heaviness. Shame. Dishonor. So this is the past for Mortalitasi and Nevarra. There may have been a few things hidden from other people, especially that the kings are always overruling each other. The Mortalitasi might be manipulating the king. So this comes into play that might come to light for our protagonist in Dragon Age 4. Number 2, the present. 10 of Staves, reversed. Fear. Collapse. Collapse of the Grand Necropolis? Or collapse of the Nevarran Empire, the Nevarran royalty as the Mortalitasi take over, perhaps?
Also, the Shattered Library collapsed into the Silent Plains and is presently still so.
Overcommitment. Halted plans. Halted plans for a character in Nevarra, perhaps. Halted plans for Audric, who's associated with the Mortalitasi. His plans as a guardsman were halted when he died, basically. Incompetence. Total failure. Ooh. Burdensome success. Huge losses. For Nevarra. Wasted efforts. Disastrous outcomes. Well, I mean, if the blight is spreading, that's inevitable. Danger approaching. The danger could be the blight spreading. It could also be the Kunari. It could be from within the Mortalitasi. And, I mean, Soulless and in Dragon Age 4, there's danger approaching anyway, from all sides. So that's the present, the premise, you know? Number 3, the near future. 5 of Swords, upright, the rogue archer class. Fallout, defeat, and need for self-confidence. Domination by others or oneself over others. Mortalitasi dominating the king of Nevarra, who is old and basically senile. Personal courage that is required from a future companion or the Dragon Age 4 protagonist. Facing one's own limitations. If Audric is a companion, I mean, there are limitations of being half dead. Forcefulness to achieve goals. Ooh, grudges. This is really upright. Facing adversaries. Well, I have no doubt that in Dragon Age 4 we'll be facing plenty of adversaries. Slander and rumor. Ooh. Well, I mean, the Mortalitasi controlling the king is a rumor, whether it be true or false. People are slandering the king's name, and so we might witness that in the near future. So the near future, to me, for a reading like this, I interpret it as the first part of the game. Like the beginning part of the game or the beginning part of our interactions with Nevarra. Number 4, your mindset, part of which you may not yet be consciously aware of. Interesting. 0, the Fool, upright, Sarah. New beginnings, a new beginning for Nevarra, a new beginning for the Mortalitasi, a new beginning for Audric if he happens to be a companion.
Also, a new beginning, as in a new type of origin story.
Moving forward confidently, going one's own way, risk-taking, fearlessness, primal energy. Okay, so primal can, in the world of Dragon Age, primal can mean several things, okay? It can mean raw, primal from a primeval tig, you know, raw lyrium, either whether blighted or not. So it could have to do with either the deep roads or a titan or something to do with the lyrium spreading, perhaps. Primal could also be the primal from the ancients. So for example, Evanurus, the silent plains is in Nevarra, beneath which lie remains of the shattered library. That's where Genitivi and Filium Trevelyan went. So it might be a place that we visit. It's probably in the concept arts already. And so primal could have also to do with that. Primal to do with Solus, primal with the Fade, primal. Although, because primal makes me think more of the primeval tig, I'm thinking primal, there might be a deep road. I mean, the shattered library fell into the silent plains. Deep within, there might be a deep road connected to it that we might be able to explore, enter from there, or from the deep roads, enter the silent plains. There might be a titan, there might be a lyrium source, and it might also link to another one of those pools where the creatures are being transformed into monsters. So primal in the world of Dragon Age, wow, that just that, okay? And energy, primal energy. I'm thinking either Fade energy or lyrium energy, because the energy, you know, lyrium gives energy, the Fade, it fits. Rebellion, ooh, will Nevarrans rebel? Will Mortalitasi rebel? Who's going to lead a rebellion? People want the Van Markhams and the Pentagasts to step aside so that someone else takes the throne. Is it going to cause a rebellion? Unorthodox behavior. Enthusiasm. Well, I'm definitely enthusiastic, that's for sure. Spontaneity. Fertility. All right. This is getting very intriguing. And that's the mindset. Those are like concepts and things that are established. So, yeah, that makes sense. Number 5, other people's attitudes. 3, the Empress, reversed. Cassandra as divine. Potentials that are unrecognized. So that's like more in lines of like maybe the hidden things. Failed romances. So now my mind is going, can we flirt with Audric, but we won't be able to romance him? It's like, that's where my mind's going with this. Maybe Audric thinks that he'll be a failed romance, which could cause a lot of angst if he is a romance option. I guess I'm okay with angst. I can dish it. I have more trouble taking it, if I'm perfectly honest. Wasting, vacillation, blocked creativity, overworking, stress, waning optimism. The people of Nevarra's optimism might be waning depending, you know, of the Kunari and then the spread of the lyrium and everything. That could play a part in that. These are other people's attitudes. Cruelty. Who's going to be cruel? Slow progress with the Shattered Library, which is in Nevarra. Slow progress in the Grand Necropolis. Broken promises. Ooh, that might, I don't know. My mind is thinking Van Markham Pentagast. Broken promises, something maybe to do with the royal lines, but that's just my interpretation of it. Number 6, obstacles. Again, another major arcana. So many major arcanas. 9, the Hermit, Solus. Well, of course Solus is an obstacle. Whether he becomes an ally or not, he's an obstacle because of his ritual that is already begun, even if he's helping us. He started his ritual, so that could be an obstacle. He represents the Dread Wolf. Whether the Dread Wolf is a part of him that has been separated, or just a separate entity altogether, or him, that he, a part of himself, or himself embodied in the Fade, it's an obstacle. The Dread Wolf did stop the Mortalitasi mages from performing that ritual in Tevinter Nights. That was an obstacle. Solus represents so many obstacles, let alone all the lore that he's associated with. technically, everything that's happening in Thedas, he started. So, yeah, he's an obstacle, no matter what, even if he's an ally. By the way, the card is upright. Endings or changes? Changes in Thedas, many changes. Endings of certain rulers, of maybe the Pentagast line, certain endings in Nevarra. I mean, lives end all the time in Thedas. There's so much death. The Grand Necropolis represents all of that and changes when a spirit embodies a mummified body. It's a change. Seeking. Cassandra, a seeker of truth, is from Nevarra. So seeking truth. Partings. Forging a new path. Reflecting. Solitude. Introspection for enlightenment. That can be with several characters, Audric included, Mortalitasi, the Nevarrans, even Cassandra. Wisdom, yet prejudice. Personal growth. Discretion in sharing wisdom. Guidance. So we might meet Cassandra. She might have a cameo to guide us. Discretion in sharing wisdom. Solus, if he becomes an ally, there was going to be a lot of discretion. In Nevarra, the Shattered Library have to do with stopping Solus, what Philium and Genitiva were searching. So I'm thinking they're going to be discreet about it. We might even meet them there, perhaps, in Nevarra. Maybe they're laying low in Nevarra. So that's what I'm thinking in regards to that. The need for secrecy, the need for Philium and Genitiva to hide their identities and lay low because they're being hunted by Kunari Rasan. That's an obstacle in and of itself. And so there's several little obstacles there. And finally, number 7, the anticipated outcome. 4 of Staves. Reversed. Envy. A lack of concentration. Concentration could also be of a military body. There can be a lack of concentration in Nevarra, whereas they can be spread out, but it's not necessarily a bad thing for this if it's that, because having armed forces a bit spread out might help protect Nevarra from a Kunari invasion. Though the Kunari will be hitting Antiva first. I'm pretty sure of that. Minimal returns. Delays in completion of work. Fading romance. Ooh, fading. Fade. Solus stuck in the fade or something? Like fading? But if it's generally for the outcome, because not everyone romance Solus, then it could have to do with Audric. It could have to do with maybe another Nevarran. Rejection, being ignored, disorganization, minor disruptions at home. Well, home, the Nevarran home, disruptions to Solus's ritual in Nevarra, which happened in Tevinter Nights. It could be another outcome for another ritual that might disrupt other rituals. Fresh input that is required. Yes, and that's why we will probably be recruiting Mortalitasi or someone associated with the Mortalitasi in Nevarra, because we need fresh input. We need lots of fresh input. Very much required. Dissatisfaction with work. In maybe some of the outcomes. It seems rather vague. Maybe a character will be dissatisfied with their work. Maybe it won't be as fulfilling as they thought it would be. That's why they join us. If it's Audric, it could be an interesting reason for him to join our party as a companion, or another Nevarran. That's where my mind is going. I'm probably missing things. I'm not seeing everything. I really like the Primal thing, though. In this reading, there are major arcana, staves, and a sword. There are no coins, and there are no cups. Interesting. Major arcanas typically tend to represent people and characters in Nevarra, from Nevarra, associated with the Mortalitasi, associated with the royal bloodline. Cassandra, Audric, another Mortalitasi, Solus, this ritual there. Someone else. Maybe we'll even meet one of the Van Markhams. We have yet to meet a Van Markham. So that is my interpretation of this reading for the Mortalitasi and Nevarra. Its primal role in Dragon Age 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as usual, like this video if you like it, subscribe to be Jimmy approved, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. If you're new here and you like my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Like it if you like it, for the like it if you like it dance. You can also follow my website, binkyproductions.com, where I post everything from all my channels. Exclusive! If you want to support me, consider buying my book, Stardust Destinies 1, Variant Facing, Magic, Dragons, Fantasy, all relevant links below. Thank you so much for your time. Your continued viewership is very much appreciated. Masaranas.